It wasn't that bad.
No, it was just I expect a lot from him.
I don't.
And
With a name like Willy's Wonderland, you're expecting, and it's a horror movie, and it's Nicolas Cage. You just have expectations. You just do.
No.
I expect more from this man here, Dick.
Yeah.
This man here.
I wanted to see like another Mandy level performance, man, or
This
even
man-
Color Out of Space. So he was fucking freaking out in that one too.
He only does that once a year. Once every 5 years, he'll do that.
But this is a guy that does like 5 movies a year. You just
Exactly.
people show up for the freakouts, So when they don't get it, it's like, what?
He did freak out in this movie when he was playing pinball.
You know what, guys? Give me 1 second here. I'll be right back. I don't get a lot of alone time. Oh shit! Let me turn off the microphone. Do I have time for a quick? Be right back. All right, smell a little down here. All right, Nick Cage. Yeah, old reliables. All right, Nick Cage. Let's see what we got. Ooh. All right. Let's see. Where's the fold out Nick Cage's? I want to be like. Cut a hole in it or something. Where is it? Page 27. Okay. Here we are. But no. Come on. All right. Someone ripped them all out. What the fuck? Yeah. Pages, I'll rip the fuck out. All right. What the fuck? It's all ripped out. Someone ripped out center folds.
Well, I did get that at the thrift store for a dime.
That should be punishable by death.
Who ripped these out? Why? Is this on someone's wall?
Probably someone's hole.
He was cruel and a sadist.
I had to go to the bathroom. Anyway, yeah, Willy's Wonderland. The only Nick Cage movie I've never seen. It's my first time watching it because it just came out, and I figured we'd talk about it here. So I didn't pick it on the wheel next to the bingo hopper because I figured it would be 6 years before we got to it. So I just chose it. I used free will, and it felt great. And now I regret that decision.
It was fine. I didn't hate it or like it. I mean, it was fine. There's nothing about this movie that's memorable or it was fine.
That's the problem, is it's so lazy and formulaic that I legit fell asleep a couple of times. It took me 2 days to watch this. I'm not proud of that. It's less than 90 minutes long, and it still took me 2 days to watch it.
You know how he plays pinball after he kills something? After he drinks his drink, he has to play pinball? It's like the pinball game. It just resets. Like, he'll kill something, and reset.
Well,
Reset.
even a movie like Live, Die, Repeat resets constantly, but it's still exciting and fun to watch because you know what's going on. This one, nothing that is of consequence. In fact, it's not even a movie. It's a video game.
Well,
This is, Five Nights at Freddy's or one of those cheap knockoff versions of it that you get off of Steam for like $5 and play it. But let's stick Nicolas Cage in there because it plays out like a video game. Like the sequence where he's constantly drinking a energy drink and throwing it in the trash can, that looks like something that an animation that you would trigger in like a game like Fallout 4 or something like that with the Nuka-Cola shit. It's what this is. It's a video game.
I will admit, I did write down at one point, is the punch that he's drinking, it's called punch. Is it oil? Is he a machine? I'm looking for anything.
And you're not going to get
it's
it.
A stretch.
You're not going to get it because the guys that wrote this movie and directed it aren't clever. They're not smart. They're not very smart.
Earlier today, I watched some of the behind-the-scenes footage. It is so awkward. It is so...
Really? That's what I want to see. I want to see that.
You can watch it on YouTube. It's free.
This movie is basic as fuck. I mean, just absolutely basic. There is a cast of youths that show up in this movie strictly to be fodder. Out of nowhere. And they're there just to be fodder because we're not going to hurt or harm the almighty Nicolas Cage. So we literally bring in fodder for the machines because... none of these people can get even so much as a fucking scratch except for the duct tape little thing he gets on his face. That doesn't count, all right?
So that's the issue that I had was Nick Cage. Okay, so fine. He could be the quiet, the man with no name. Fine. Yeah. But the man with no name did have dialogue.
Yes.
He did have and he did actions that showed his character.
Yes.
This shows nothing. It's just he's there. I can punch things with my hands because they're made out of metal. He's made out of antiantium, basically. He's steel. And he can fight these machines that are metal and because the way that these machines are built up, they hit you with their claws and they cut you in half. They can't even do that to Nick Cage at once. They can't even touch him because he beats them with sticks. Well, he beats one to death with a mop broom, with a mop handle. I mean, come on.
All right, let's backtrack a little bit and get the character there. And that's all the setup we have to do, and we can talk about whatever.
Sure.
Okay. Starts off with a couple running through Willy's Wonderland. They're wearing the T-shirts. There's a bunch of bad ADR with the husband. Oh, yeah. The husband gets
this T-shirt
killed.
here.
He gets dragged away, and that's when you get some terrible ADR. And then the wife gets killed off screen, and blood splatters on the TV. And then we cut to Cage driving a Camaro. He drinks his punch thing, and I'm like, oh, all right, well, that was very deliberate. What was that? I didn't realize it'd be the whole fucking movie. And then he stands there. He gets out of the car because he runs over a spike strip, and he stops, and he gets out, and you see the shadow go around him, which means he stood there all fucking day without moving a single inch. That's why when at the 20-minute mark, I'm like, is this oil he's drinking? Is he a robot? Because I'm looking at these little things that they're laying. Like you see the shadow go around him, like he's sitting there all day. And then some guy picks him up, and then he charges him $350 for a tow. I'm like, holy shit, that's expensive. Now I know why. And there's no cash, so he goes to some fucking used car salesman cowboy dude who's like, you go in here, you clean this place. I want to open it back up. You go in there, you stay there all night, you clean it, and I'll pay for your car. No questions asked. And
$1,000 to fix 4 flat tires on a Camaro.
Yeah, and locks him in there.
A new Camaro. Yeah. And
then the rest of it doesn't matter. So let's discuss random shit. Why can he? Why it seems like he knows what's going on.
Yes,
and also doesn't give a shit about what's going on.
Exactly.
But that's not
nothing ever raises his heart rate above base level in
it's
this
already
entire movie.
Jacked because of all the fucking trucker crank he's doing.
But that's what I mean. That's what I mean. You can have him be that character, but we need to have something that makes us like him or draw us into him, because all he is a piece of cement. and the cement can't be cracked. And it's like, okay.
There's a lot of scenes where we just watch him cleaning things.
Yes.
And, like they do that in real time. And my thing is, did he actually get pulled over by a police officer and get sentenced to community service and found a way to get paid and be in a movie while performing community service? And they just filmed these elaborate cleaning sequences? Because honestly, that's the only shit that he's really doing in this movie, other than sloppily fighting these machines, Paul Greengrass style, with the fucking jerky camera and shit. Cleaning stuff. But I honestly think the cleaning scenes in Matchstick Men were way better than this.
Everything was better in Matchstick Men. Yeah. Everything.
The credits were better.
You know why?
The closing credits were better.
It was made by professionals.
The opening credits of this, the names are like in computer font, like old computer font. And I'm like, what the fuck is this font?
Because it's the 80s. Oh.
It was so dumb.
No, it ain't. What was this supposed to be in the 80s?
1984. They make a point of saying that. Willy's Wonderland opened 1984, and it was popular for a long time. And there's serial killers, and they
okay, but Nicolas Cage is not in the 80s. Like the
no,
whole
this
movie
is modern
take
day.
Place.
No, this is supposed.
This is
this is modern era.
I thought it was 96.
Or was it
that the slaughter happened?
Oh yeah, but it probably did. But it said Willy's Wonderland was established in 1984.
Yeah, open. Okay.
Yeah, so they opened in 84. They were killing people for 10 years, and then. Which magically nobody figured this out. If you had like 10 families go missing, and the last place they went was really, I think within 2 disappearing families, you figure that out.
Well, you kind of get the idea that the cops are the laziest assholes that ever existed.
Yes.
So much so that when Sparkle Motion gets the phone call, she's like, "Fuck off," and hangs it up, and then she picks it back up and she's like, "All right, I'll be there. Save your teenage lives, whatever."
Sparkle Motion.
That's what I'm calling her.
That's
from what? What was that from?
That's a Donnie Darko reference.
That's right. Okay.
Yeah, it's the Sparkle Motion mom.
Sparkle Motion.
That's right. She's like the uptight woman in Donnie Darko.
The prudy bitch that tries to get Drew Barrymore fired basically does. Yeah.
And she yells at the president's wife from Independence Day. Sometimes I doubt you're committed to Sparkle Motion.
Yeah,
that's right.
Love that.
She's good. She's a good actress. She's a good character actress. She's been around.
She's also Dwight's babysitter / lover on The Office. She gets around.
I never saw that show.
Yeah, good show.
That's funny.
Anyway, all right, so we do have to mention one more thing before he goes into Willy's Wonderland. While he's in the tow truck, he looks out, and then Sparkle Motion has arrested a girl who we don't know anything about yet. So I won't say what she is yet because I want to leave fucking something to talk about for later. She arrests this girl for about to set something on fire. She picks her up, takes her home. I didn't know it was her daughter. I guess I'm ruining it now. I didn't know it was her daughter then. So then she changed her to like a fucking radiator inside her dirty ass trailer. Like the one
okay, that's what happened. I fast forwarded that.
I got kind of a hint that maybe she was some kind of a guardian unit because of the way she was talking to her. She wasn't talking to a cop. It's like she was being a rebellious teenager talking to mom, like she's pissed at mom kind of thing.
Okay, so they did set her up at the beginning. I fast forwarded that part.
Yeah,
lazily. It was like
everything is done lazily in this. So
it looked like Michael Madsen's trailer from Kill Bill 2.
Yeah,
they gave her $250 for it in Paso, Texas.
Cage's trailer in Raising Arizona.
Yes.
But anyway, she changed, handcuffs her to that, and then she leaves. But before she goes in there, her and Nick Cage have a stare at each other. I'm like, do they fucking know each other? That's what I'm thinking. Like, all these are robots. You recognize them.
Thinking maybe there was a setup of some sorts, or they've done this before, or something.
I'm thinking Nick Cage was a victim, and he knows the drill. And that's why he's back in town. This is personal. That's the whole thing, because that's why he doesn't want. He just looks at the people like when the kids are in there. He just doesn't give a shit because you're part of this. I don't give a fuck about you. So I don't know. Maybe I'm reading too much into it.
You are, because if that were the case and he had motivation to go there and wanted to protect human life, he would try to save some kids. Instead,
that's why he doesn't care, because they're part of the town. Well, the town let them people die.
Yeah, but they want to burn the place down.
Yeah. You're bored, so your writer creative mind is trying to invent something to fill that.
Oh, absolutely,
space.
Yes.
That's what's happening right now.
They're trying to come up with something, some motivation for this.
And I was watching a better movie in my head.
I thought I was going to watch a better movie because after this ended, I turned on Banana Splits the movie. you heard of that?
I heard it's better.
The Red Letter Media review of this, which I hate watching reviews of a movie before I watch it because it jades my opinion.
That's why I didn't watch
what
it.
I'm watching.
No,
but I'd seen it before this even became a thing, so it happened,
And Willy's Wonderland hasn't really taken off, so it's not a thing. It's a forgettable piece of trite.
But
it's like
I will say,
it's
Willy's
done.
Wonderland it's the most streamlined, basic story with almost no bumps, no signs of life in it. No. There's a couple scenes where you're like, oh, they're doing, oh, no, it's over, and that's it. Banana Splits, the movie, has a story that it sets up, and they get there, and then once the carnage starts, it's like an hour in, and by that time I didn't give a fuck. I like this better, only a little bit.
Oh, you like Willy's Wonderland better than Banana Splits?
Yes, because the acting is so fucking bad in Banana Splits. It's so bad, and it takes you out of it, and the carnage is like skeletons from Halloween store, Spirit store, one of those. It's terrible.
Well, speaking of terrible, these animatronics
I call them
in this fucking movie, these people in bad, cheap furry suits.
Yeah.
Especially the girl who's literally just a fucking girl with a fucking mask on. Anybody want to comment on how bad these creatures look?
You want to fuck me, fat boy?
One over your shoulder?
Yeah.
She's a Disney. She looks like the girl from Inside Out.
Frozen?
There she is.
Yeah, there you go.
And I guess she's just suicidal at the end of the movie because she blows herself up.
Yeah, what the fuck was that?
That was stupid.
And why could she climb walls like an insect?
Well, again. Okay, here's the thing. Again, I think we've talked about this. If you're going to do a horror movie, you got to have rules.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You got to stick to the rules. Set up the world. Build the world first. Okay, this town made a pact with the devil, letting these guys kill these people because they were roaming, doing whatever they want, killing people left and right because they could leave the park. They could leave they left the Willy's Wonderland shack. Because why is it locked up if it doesn't matter anymore? That's another question. Why is it locked up if they're fed these people? Why lock it up? Because you made that pact, they're not going to leave. So why is it locked up?
Never mind that. Why can Nicolas Cage just dispatch these things without any fucking effort whatsoever? Like he never even raises his fucking blood level. Or
they don't even give him dog tags to establish like he's military.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean that would have been helpful.
I think it's locked
up.
They
did. He had those hanging from the rearview mirror. There were dog tags.
Did he? Okay, I was going to say.
So that might have been a hint, but they only show for like a half a second.
Yeah. So they did do that.
I think it's locked up so that some random kids don't wander in there. It's also.
But why would they care?
They got in there anyway.
They don't want.
What's the point of even fucking locking it?
They don't want random kids, but they'll have random families go in there and get murdered.
No, not random. Selected families that go in there and get murdered.
Yeah, but they're still. It doesn't matter. They're going to eat anyway, and they apparently can't. They have no power over them because as soon as she goes in there and apologizes, she gets torn in half. So they've already been fed. They've eaten 10 kids that night already. So it's like they've been fed. I guess that wasn't enough.
It's not literally feeding. They're not actually feeding on them. They just want to kill.
Well, I understand that, but she says specifically, we feed them.
Yeah.
So don't use that term then if they're just going to be willy-nilly killers. Don't say feed. Say we allow them to have their fun on this night, on these hours, but that's it. And then we lock the place up to keep them in here. But again, they don't explain that because the script was written in a day.
World building, all right, and this is one of the things I bring up quite often. You don't have to do a lot of world building in this, but they did establish, all right, the big guy with the cowboy hat, the one that looks like the guy from the cover of Curious George.
Tex!
Right? That fucking guy's Tex, just like the state. These kids that sneak into the fucking Wonderland to be fodder for these machines do not have a hint of a southern accent, yet everybody else in this fucking town does. These kids sound like fucking like Fresno, fucking Bay Area, California kids. You know what I mean? Like,
and it was shot in Georgia. Shot in Georgia. This was all made.
They don't even have a Georgia accent. I mean, they're not even fucking trying with this movie. That's my problem. Is it's so goddamn lazy.
You know why?
I'm completely like toned out
because they cast it in L.A. and they had to cast the regional actors for a contract. So that's why half the cast speaks a Southern accent and the rest don't, because the other half is from California.
It smacks of a bad tax write-off.
Well, yeah, absolutely.
I was amazed this wasn't filmed in like Romania, because everyone sounds like they're dubbed horribly. So I assumed everyone didn't speak English. So like a spaghetti western, they just dubbed over them.
I would say the worst part though is when the kids are on the roof and the roof collapses. Oh. How big is this fucking place?
Massive.
The roof collapses. The roof is gone. So that doesn't affect the rest of the place. Like, if your roof is gone, you're never reopening this place ever again. So Nick Cage's job is done. He could just walk away because they can't reopen it now. You got to rebuild the roof. Well, even if they wanted to open it again,
they just rebuild part of the roof. You don't have to do the whole thing. It's massive.
That's a lot of work to repair. They basically have to redo the whole roof because that roof ain't going to stay. It ain't like you can piece together a roof. It's all coming down.
Yes, you can.
No.
Oh, yeah.
And the hoary girl,
not like
Bubbles,
that one.
the one looks like she got kicked out of Gem the Holograms.
Yeah.
Her purpose in the movie is she wants to fuck in the room where bad things happened.
Well, I was going to say,
nothing about that character was ever established that she was going to do that. And I was getting really bad creeper vibes because the girl looks like she's about 13, 14.
You have to watch her vagina climb a ladder.
Yeah, well, that's weird, and I'm like, I don't want to watch this fucking sex scene with this kid that is clearly doesn't look like she's of age at all. Okay, and
well, if
these
they
kids are
balls,
fucking with their clothes on.
Yeah, they should have had her clothes off if they're going to go full Magilla. You're making an R-rated horror movie. Just do it.
She's 23.
Just do it. Just show your tits. You're not going to get another job after this one, honey. Don't worry. They're not going to hire you. They might have hired you if you showed your tits, because that shows bravery, and that means
I was just uncomfortable during that whole scene. I'm like, are we doing this now? I'm like,
I was really bored. I didn't feel anything.
I was very bored watching this. It was a very boring movie.
There was no feelings of anything because
it sucks because this movie, based on the idea and the cast just beating Nick Cage, it could have been a lot of fun.
Yeah,
they could have done something creative with it. The choice to make him silent for the entire runtime is an idea I don't sign off on. I don't understand. I think I read that's why Nick Cage wasn't interested, because he didn't have to speak.
Exactly.
But
he didn't have to do much.
It ruins everything. He didn't. Like, it takes you out of it. And the fact that he doesn't give a shit about anyone. He's like, my friends are dying, and he's still carrying the trash bag. He's like, I gotta carry this.
Well, he does stuff like stops in the middle of a fucking fight and then goes, and that's the other thing is they go out from painstaking detail, guys. He's got a little watch that goes off to remind him to go drink one of them fucking fruit punches. This is video game shit.
That's why
it's like he's redoing his stamina. My theory is that this started off being a Five Nights at Freddy's type movie, and they didn't get the fucking rights, so at the last minute they had to change everything around to make it something else.
That's exactly what happened, but they didn't. They had the rights. I think they just changed their mind. I don't know why, but that's why I thought he was going to have to be a robot, because he on the hour he has to have a
He never eats anything. You never see him eating anything, because the guy even said, he's like, help yourself in the kitchen, and all you ever see him doing is drink the soda, punch, energy drink, whatever these fucking things are that he brought in from the trunk of his car. Put them in the refrigerator, and they spend so much of the runtime showing him drinking each one of these fucking cans of this bullshit. For no reason at all, other than to pad the runtime.
And also, his big revelation after the... Where do I start with this? If you guys will indulge me a minute here, because I want to go in order. The second one he kills is in the bathroom. There's a big... gorilla. He kills it with a mop handle, and he beats the shit out of it and kills it. Later, where the fuck am I going with this? I already forgot. All I could think about was a
sort of the movie. Don't feel bad.
No, it's gone. Like, oh man.
What you're doing right now is what I was doing when I was watching the movie. I'm like, so this happens, and then I'm just like,
I remember where this is going. He kills that, and then he has to go take the energy drink again. But then before he goes in the energy drink, he wraps duct tape around his stomach like a padding. So when Willy, he gets to fight with Willy after he kills the Sparkle Motion detective or cop. Willy attacks Nick Cage's character and he scratches him a bunch. And I was like, oh, he's dead. He falls in the ball pit, but he gets out because he has the duct tape stuff, so he's fine. And then he realizes, I know what to do, and he goes and grabs a paper bag or a sack and fills it with the energy drinks and beats Willy to death with it. And I'm like, what did that mean? Why did that happen? What am I supposed to be feeling about that? Nothing. None of it matters.
I don't know, dude.
I hated it. Hated that part.
It seems like they started off with a plan and then just abandoned it about halfway through. Like, this must have been a real troubled production. You know what I mean?
I don't think there was a plan. I think this is it. I don't think there was a plan at all.
They shot this shit in a couple of days and wrapped it up and edited it the best they could and threw it out into the wild.
You're giving them way too much credit. This is the script. This is page into the screen.
The 7-page script.
This is what it is. This is exactly what they wanted.
I mean, even the one that we watched with Franca, what's her name? The last Nick Cage
Between
movie.
Worlds.
Between Worlds had moments in it where we had a good laugh or a chuckle. That wasn't a good movie either, but that was light years better than this.
You turn Australian? Light years.
Light years better than this.
Willy's Wonderland makes me want to puke him. Dingo! Choke a dingo.
I take another punch. Yeah.
No, it's
shit. At the same time, they set up nothing while they set up a bunch of stuff that doesn't matter. The punch.
It's not product placement. There's no real brand name attached to the can that we're aware of, so it's not like it's not. They're not doing the Adam Sandler thing. So what the fuck,
The fight scenes are lazy as fuck. They all look terrible.
That's the problem.
They all look exactly alike. It's just it's shaky cam, a little bit of fake fucking CG blood, and then something hits the floor, and then he's dragging a garbage bag.
This needs to be like really gritty and well done action sequences where he's literally fist fighting.
At least that. At least give me a fun action scene.
The funniest bit was when he walks out after he kills the one that killed the two fuck buddies, and he's got the bag. He's dragging the bag out, and in the hallway, it's the girl monster and the other one, and he just basically looks at him and he just walks to me, punches one in the face, punches the other one in the face, and walks around. That was the funniest part of the whole movie because it's just like his arms are made out of steel, so he just punches them once and they go down.
Because he's supposed to be a robot. I guarantee.
Yes, he's a robot. Yeah, I just don't get it. But again,
saving that for the sequel.
I thought that was going to be he drinks that throughout. You never see the can fully. At the very end, he sets it down as he's walking out the building. Camera pulls down. It says like "punch oil" or something like that.
Did it say that?
No, that's what I was waiting for, and it just never happened. So I'm like, well, who the fuck is that? I don't. Oh my god.
Well, that's the thing. He's the man with no name, and he's the guy that goes the gunslinger. But it's stupid.
But that's just it. They didn't make it feel like a western either. Like that's one thing I liked about vampires is vampires at heart felt like a fucking western. Like
again,
trying to make a western.
What's the difference? A real filmmaker who knows what he's doing.
Are you saying Kevin Lewis didn't know what he was doing?
Who?
I'm saying Kevin Lewis was asleep on the set, all right? I'm saying he didn't even fucking try with this.
By the
way, had Nicolas Cage,
and
you fucking blew it!
He tried. This is the best he could do.
This is his highest rated movie.
Nick Cage?
This 5.5 movie that we're talking about right now.
Nick Cage.
Highest rated movie that Kevin Lewis ever directed.
Oh.
What else? He's proud of this shit.
The Drop, The Method, Malibu Spring Break, Downward Angel, Andrew Jackson, White Elk, The Third Nail.
Said,
The Drop has a 2.4. The Method has a 4.8. Malibu Spring Break somehow has a 2.2. Downward Angel 4.5. That one doesn't have a real 4.9.
Sounds like he should hook up with Jaden Smith.
Are those all shorts?
No.
Wow. No. I've never heard of any of those movies.
This has a 5.5 with over 13,000 people voting.
Oh. That's like the Stand numbers.
I mean, we've seen. I don't know about you guys, but I've seen shot on video stuff that's got more story and development than this.
Yeah. Curse of the Wolf.
Here's the problem.
Sledgehammer.
What if I said, "Hey Adam, who's your favorite character in this?"
Who?
Willy.
Willy, yeah, Willy. Sparkle Motion.
Sparkle Motion.
Sparkle Motion had one fun. There was one funny bit in this whole fucking movie. The bit where they're sitting in a room, and we got Willie Greenhorn sitting there asking her fucking questions so that we can give exposition to the fucking audience. And she says, "Your job is to sit here and pray that this phone doesn't ring."
Yeah.
That's it. That's the only funny fucking moment in this entire piece of shit.
But then they ruined it when the phone does ring because I think his name is Chris. Calls them.
And then she says, "Prank phone call." And then they call right back immediately. All right, I guess we're going out. I'm like, you just fucked the joke. You fucked your own joke. You had one joke. They ruined it. Fucked it. You fucked your own joke in real time.
I called her friends that break her out of the trailer. I called them in my notes cannon fodder friends because that's literally all they are.
Yeah, that's what they are. That's all. They're just there to be dispatched and
to set destroyed. Up the friend. They're going there to burn it down because Sheriff Sparkle Motion reveals that the backstory of this town is everyone that used to run this place, Willy, and his cohorts there, his employees, were all killers, and they're killing people. Eventually, the sheriffs decided they might want to do something about it. Eventually, so they went there, only to find out they all killed themselves. And I guess their spirits went into the animatronics, the animal.
Well, they had a satanic ritual. They did a satanic ritual putting their which was like they didn't explain that.
It's part so quickly.
But the way the girl explains it, it was a satanic ritual, which experts said was the curse to lift their souls into another metaphysical body.
Child's Play.
It's like, I saw the movie. It's called Child's Play.
I was gonna say, doesn't the script sound so fucking like 80s cheese, like early 80s bad?
Well, that's what they're doing. This is an homage to the 80s movie.
It's an homage.
It's an homage.
They had one foot in the Grindhouse store, thinking that they're doing a Grindhouse movie, and then gave up on that. Thought they're doing a Man with No Name thing, gave up on that. Thought they're doing like a cool action fighting the robots, gave up on that.
They didn't give up on it. This is it. This is the modern era short attention span problem. This is a kid that grew up watching movies in the 90s and makes movies now. And that's the problem. We're never going to get good movies ever again, guys. This is it. This is as good as it's going to get. Because studios ain't making movies. John Carpenter don't exist no more. There ain't a guy out there making John Carpenter movies today.
I don't know, man. Mandy was a lot of fun. If that guy does another movie like that, Panos Cosmatos does another movie like Mandy, I'm interested.
I understand that, but
also
no one else is.
Richard Stanley's making movies again, guys. And
Colorado
Space was a lot of fun.
Okay. It ain't gonna matter. Those guys ain't gonna make no big move. They ain't gonna make no Christine. These guys ain't gonna be approached by studios to make shit.
Oh no, we're not gonna get Christine, but we can definitely get like a cool, like kind of grindhouse art house type film, which is what I was kind of hoping this would be.
I don't care. We've been getting those for a while.
I don't care if it comes out of a studio. We're still gonna get good movies. It's not gonna be studio movies.
No. Well, that's the thing. Well, I don't think we're gonna get good. We're gonna get those movies because they're gonna stop making those too. Because who's gonna buy them? No one's gonna buy them because you got shit like this.
Netflix and companies like that will buy them still.
No, they will not. Have you seen Netflix movies? What's the biggest Netflix movie out right now? Army of the fucking Dead. That's what Netflix is making.
Enough said.
So fuck you. Netflix don't give a fuck about good movies. Maybe Amazon, because they actually do artsy shit that's wacky, like that fucking I'm Not There movie. You Were Never Really There movie with Joaquin Phoenix, where it's basically he kills people with a hammer. It's basically the art house Rambo. If you ever saw it, it's an art house Rambo. It's pretty good. But again, that movie ain't going to get made out and seen by millions of people.
Cloverfish Killer is good.
Yeah, that's a good one. I haven't seen it, but I know it's good.
It's good.
I want to see that one. But again, it ain't made by Netflix.
Let's see here. Where the fuck are we? Okay, so the kids show up. They help their friend. She wants to go inside and save Nick Cage, and they're all like, "Fuck him! Let's burn this building down." I'm like, "Good God, kids!"
Do it.
You don't even know him.
Yeah, she sneaks in, and then they hear her screaming because she's fighting a Disney character. They decide to go up on the roof for some fucking reason. And then one by one, they all fall in the ball pit. And then it's just them getting killed one by one by different animatronics.
These kids have no character at all, period.
Is Nick Cage on break when they all die?
This guy, yeah, he fucking stops and goes and has a drink while they're getting fucking dispatched. So
because he's not on break though, they don't set that up. He just kind of disappears.
No, they set it up because they said make sure you take breaks. So when the thing beeps, he goes and has his fucking drink and plays a little pinball.
He only does that one time when he's with the girl. It doesn't happen any other time.
But it's like in the third act. I'm like, what? Where the fuck is this coming from?
It kind of drops out of the movie because you're focused on the kids fucking. Like that scene is so long and pointless.
My favorite break he takes is when the one kid Chris was talking. He was talking to one of the animatronics was like, "I'm different than the rest."
Yeah,
I was like, "Oh, you're different."
Yeah, what dumb shit.
And then he gets killed, and then the girl is sitting there ready to fight him with Nick Cage. Nick Cage starts going off, and he just hands her a knife and walks away.
Yeah, I love that part. That's the best part of the movie.
Yeah,
that was funny.
That was it.
And he takes the shortest break too, because they established those breaks are pretty long. But that was the shortest break yet because he comes back in like 2 minutes.
When did he do a pinball dance?
He did his he did the homage to what's his name from Friday the 13th 3D.
Crispin Glover.
Crispin Glover, the Crispin Glover dance. He's doing his Crispin Glover. That's exactly what Nick Cage is doing. Because Nick Cage has a sense of humor. There's the corkscrew.
Best dance ever. That is the best part of that movie. It was Crispin Glover just doing the worst fucking white person dance I've ever seen.
They were dancing to Back in Black.
Yeah.
And they couldn't get the rights to that, so they replaced it with another song that does not match his dancing at all.
Some fucking cheese metal shit.
Hilarious shit.
Local cheese metal shit.
Brilliant. I hate those movies too, though.
They're bad.
I hate Friday.
But you know what? Those movies are at least linear in that you know what's going on, and they still build up to something. This one never really builds up to anything.
Not really.
It's sad that Nick Cage's character in this has more in common with Jason than he does anyone in the survivors or their.
That's the point, bro. That's the reverse. It's the reverse.
He doesn't talk and he doesn't do anything.
That's why this movie's smart. It subverts your expectations.
He never reacts to anything that happens.
Nope.
No.
And it ruins anything you want to enjoy about it because you're like, hey, he's going to give a good... No, nothing. Okay.
Well,
he reacts... right after the first or second monster battle, I'm thinking, so that's it, huh? They're just going to stop right there. There it is. Okay.
Yep.
And he punches them like they're made out of plastic. Like they're obvious. They're supposed to be metal. And like they tear people's flesh apart, and yet he goes through like fucking a knife through hot butter. It's just like he can't be killed by it, which is fine. I guess it's fine, but you have to give a reason. You have to have like rules. Why is he so special? Good. The military setup fine, but go deeper with that because I don't know what the fuck's going on.
Something
is the punch a super? Is the serum for super soldiers? Is that what it is?
Yeah.
So there you go. I guess that's what it is.
No, instead you get, I'm going to feast on your face.
That was really clever. That was some clever lines, wasn't it? Like clever dialogue. I'm going to feast on your face.
He rips out
Hey, I'll swallow your soul. I'll swallow your soul.
He rips out the robot spine like the Predator. And that was it.
Well, that's just like, the robots all suck too. They're so not scary. And they're not, like, all their dialogue is shit. They're not. They should be funny and entertaining and weird, but they're just
robots
boring.
Look like if you were to order the characters from Showbiz Pizza off of Wish. Okay, that's what you get. You get Showbiz Pizza characters from Wish.
Yeah, but that could have been creepy. Just look at The Shining. That guy's in a furry costume. It's the scariest fucking thing you've ever seen. A guy blowing another guy in a furry outfit.
That's my problem.
Scariest thing.
I did that. I recently did a video review for Brahms the Boy 2, and I get so mad at these new movies because they put a doll in a movie and they make these dolls look legitimately creepy, and I'm like, why do you do that? I'm like, it's more scary if you take something plain and simple that looks harmless and make that terrifying. It worked for Child's Play.
Yeah.
That was made back in the 80s, you know? And the real Annabelle was actually a Raggedy Ann, so...
Yeah.
Just, you take innocence and you turn that...
Yeah. Yes.
I want to suck your cock in hell.
Yes, sir.
It's scary because it's an 11-year-old girl saying it.
Yeah, you make something simple look terrifying. A talented director could make these things happen, but no, they just got to make them creepy. And they
Poltergeist.
All right, roll it. Start. Yeah, film it.
Yeah.
There's another line in this movie that almost got a chuckle out of me when the cowboy car salesman locks him in the thing, and then he's talking to his friend. He's like, "Let's go. I can't bear to hear a man scream." Something like that.
Yeah, grown man scream.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was it.
But then they come back at the end. The Texan and the car repairman. Who? How can the car repairman drive that Camaro over there? Don't ask me how he fit in that car. I don't know. He's a big guy. Camaros are not big; they're very small, especially one like that.
He changed it.
It's hard, even with the seat all the way back. It's
tore the seat out.
Yeah,
it sucks. It's not fun. But shit.
But that was another thing. The thing with the lighter, I thought that was going to be a setup too. Like he's trying to light that fucking cigar. He throws fucking piece of shit into work. I'm like, I know what's going to happen. That girl's going to find that lighter at the end and go blow up Willy's.
Thought,
Never
yeah.
happened. Never happened. There I go trying to fill in the blanks with my bored brain.
It is set up because you're wrong. The other girl gets it and lights it on fire for no reason. The doll. The doll woman.
Shoulder there, Adam.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
She's the one that lights and says, "Welcome to Willy's Wonderland." Blows up.
See, I'm so bored. I've already forgotten parts of this movie. It's fading quickly.
Why would if that guy was a psycho killer that wanted to live forever in a doll, and now it's all of a sudden suicidal? It wants to kill itself and it's done. So it blows up the two guys, takes them with him. Like, I don't get it. Just stupid. And it's a bad CGI
something else, man.
Too.
Child's Play had Brad Dourif.
Well, that's why.
Brad Dourif makes everything better.
Yep. Brad Dourif's daughter, jury's still out.
She's good in the Stand so far.
She was the best part of the Stand, I can tell you that.
The Exorcist Part 3. Literally the best Exorcist movie. Check it out.
He should have
highly
won an
recommended.
Oscar. He should have won an Oscar. If Oscars cared about acting, he would have won an Oscar for that movie.
Take George C. Scott and Brad Dourif and put them in a movie and just watch the magic. It's fucking amazing.
I believe in bile. I believe in death.
Now, there you go. There's a guy whose career was on the down, and George C. Scott reinvented himself through horror movies in the 80s that kind of happened to be famous. Exorcist Part 3, the Changeling, which is fucking terrifying.
Change is a good one. I didn't buy that's another one I got to buy.
My wife's got a carp in the bathtub.
I want that on. I have it on DVD. I want it on Blu-ray.
Which one?
Changeling.
Changeling. Yeah, I wonder if Shout did or Arrow did a version of it.
They did. It's not Arrow. I think
Shout Factory.
Shout Factory.
Yeah, I think I picked that one up.
Yeah, they got a really cool poster with just the wheelchair on the front of it with the cobwebs on it. Yeah, it's amazing.
But yeah, you gotta watch Exorcist 3 when Brad Dourif when the Scorpion, or what's his name, the Gemini killer throws him against the wall and he goes, "Yeah, I believe in death. I believe in bile. I believe in hate." All right,
check it out. This movie has 3 wasted opportunities. Okay, it fails as a comedy. It fails as an action movie, and it fails as a horror movie.
Yes. It fails as a grindhouse.
Well, I don't even know what it is. Like, honestly, what was the intention? Because it doesn't work, like you said, on any of those levels. What's the point?
I feel like this is every Nick Cage movie we review, Adam.
Yeah.
I mean, we've done several together now, and it's always, who is this for, other than Nick Cage's bank account? Who is this for?
I think you answered your own question.
Though, we're really reaching for stuff to laugh at, because like the one with Ron Perlman in it, like there was some legitimately funny things that we laughed about. This one here is mostly boring and basic. It's so basic. It's punishing. I'm going to give it a 2 out of 10, only because it's a short movie. It's less than 90 minutes and it has Nick Cage in it. That's enough. That's all I can give it credit for.
So, I think this is a better movie than Season of the Witch, just not as entertaining as Season of the Witch. Because you have more to laugh at in that movie.
Yeah.
2. That's harsh. I give it a 5.
Yeah,
it has some stuff in there I enjoyed. Just overall, just.
What did you enjoy? I'm curious as to what you enjoyed.
I like the premise of it. I like the
Five Nights at Freddy's.
I don't give a shit about that video game. Fuck do I care?
That's what this is.
Great.
That's what this is.
Oh, I care.
What was the real? Wasn't it because they couldn't get the rights? Is that why?
I read something about it. I already forgot. I don't.
Because I think somebody owns the rights, and they haven't done it because all these movies have come out and have all failed. So they're all scared shitless that they actually do a Friday. Like the train's already set sailed. It's out of the station. They don't
want to ruin the video game sales. But here's what would make this work. If you were to redo this as a game with Nicolas Cage's likeness scanned into the fucking game and you played as Nick Cage, you might have something kind of fun. You can make your own fun with it. But
only if
watching this play out is boring as watching a cutscene in a boring video game.
Only if you take Nick Cage's dialogue from other movies and put it in the video game.
But that's just it. There's no fucking dialogue. So.
Well, no, that's what I'm saying. You have to force it in there. Like you have a scene where Nick Cage is walking down the hallway and he starts going A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I.
I'm a vampire! I'm a vampire! I'm a vampire!
Shit randomly in there to make it work.
I keep saying, like, on IMDb, it's like, this is Cage's 9th horror movie after this. And I'm like, and one of them was Vampire's Kiss. I'm like, that's not a horror movie.
No.
This isn't really a horror movie either, though, dude.
I guess...
it's a horror movie aspect.
Do they put Knowing as a horror movie?
What is?
Did they list Knowing as a horror movie?
No.
It's more sci-fi.
Yeah.
And
but
then
2 of them on the list, I was like, those are not horror movies.
Chase the Ghost.
Ghost Rider's not a horror movie?
Pay the Ghost was on there.
Pay the Ghost, yeah.
No,
I've seen that. I've seen Pay the Ghost.
It was, I reviewed that early on.
I gotta pay the ghost.
This is Nick Cage's 9th horror movie after Vampire's Kiss, not a horror movie. Wicker Man, Season of the Witch, Drive Angry, Pay the Ghost, Mom and Dad. That was the other one. Like, that's not a horror movie. Mandy and Color Out of Space.
Yeah.
I don't really think Mandy's a horror movie either.
Yeah, that's more of a grindhouse movie, but there's not really any horror elements in it. I mean, everything's been explained other than
the biker
most of the
gang
movie is shot through a bad acid trip. You know,
the biker gang is basically Cenobites.
Pretty much, but even those are explained. Those guys are freaked out on acid years ago, and Nick Cage did a bunch of acid, so he sees these guys all like acid fucked up and shit. So,
and Mandy is a good example of what you should compare this to, because look at the poster behind Adam there. They're going for that extreme neon lighting. They're going for that. They're going for the grindhouse thing. Only difference is Mandy succeeds in every area that this did not, because you got this bright lighting. Every room kind of looks different.
Yep. Hold that thought.
They got that stupid strobe light shit in some of the scenes where they got the kill off the kids in strobe light because they don't want to show off the bad effects.
So it's.
I don't know if this is going to show or not, but yeah, you see the colors here that they're going for? Very similar, right? They almost fucking line up, don't they?
Yeah.
That's cheating. Yeah, they do that all the time.
Except this has some fucking really terrifying elements in it.
That also
just because of Nicolas Cage.
That looks like the cover of Raising Cain too.
Yeah.
The John Lithgow movie. Which also got a shout release or arrow release.
Oh, really?
Yeah, well, I guess that movie, the thing that pissed everybody off was in the original version is backwards. Because they said, the audience, like people who liked the movie, said the first story makes more sense if it's told first because he did it out of order. So I guess in the arrow release, it's done that version. It's done that way. They flipped it for the fans. And I guess they say it's a better movie when they do that. Oh. So they actually listened to the fans and changed it. I
should watch that because Raising Cain.
Brian De Palma.
Yeah.
I
wanted to like it. I'm watching. I'm like, I just don't care.
I couldn't watch it either. I never finished it.
I wish we were talking about Mandy instead of this.
Yeah. Mandy's a good
In fact, movie. Mandy was one of the first reviews I ever did on YouTube.
Mandy.
Yeah. It was all voiceover.
Hey, man. These guys are fucking pure evil.
Jesus freaks.
I love the fact that when he screams out when in his underwear,
he's
screaming out, and he scares the cameraman. He goes, ugh. Oh.
Well, wouldn't you be scared?
That was my favorite shirt. I fucking love that shit. It's so random. It's perfect.
I wonder if I can find that.
The best part of that movie is when Mandy, they're listening to the music, and she goes, "This is you, or you wrote this?"
Yeah,
she starts laughing.
So you wrote a song about yourself, and you're singing about yourself in the song.
She laughs at his
She can't stop laughing.
It laughs at his wiener.
This is who I am.
laughing at Bruce
Linus
Wayne's,
Roche's fucking terrible wiener. Yeah.
laughing at Thomas Wayne's wiener.
Thomas Wayne, yep. Or the last ADA from Law and Order for the show went off the air.
That guy is in a bunch of stuff. He's a good actor.
Yeah, he's good. I like him.
I always think like when an actor shows off his wang, if it's a real wang or if it's like a prosthetic. I'm sure it's a prosthetic.
I think if they're gonna go prosthetic, they could have done a little bit better. I'm just saying.
Well, I think maybe that's the joke because if you're gonna be an actor like as a man, and the point is your dick looks awful. That's
it's funny how he's kind of standing there like he's revealing this wondrous thing, and she's just fucking can't stop laughing at him.
Oh that's the point.
Yeah, you're a trooper, Mandy. Gotta love you.
But for him to do that, it shows you how good of an actor he is. Because he's just like, a normal actor would be like, I ain't showing my fucking dick.
Himself. Yeah.
You're going to laugh at my dick. Fuck you, bro. Just like
I wonder how they sold Dennis Franz to show his bare ass on national TV.
Dennis Franz.
I want to be in that meeting when that first went down. Like, you're going to get naked. He's like, I'm going to what?
Dennis Franz.
Sure about this?
Dennis Franz did a sex quiz on an old DJ show back in the day. He's like fucked like literally 1,100 women. Like Dennis Franz fucks. So Dennis Franz don't give a fuck about nudity.
Wait, so did they mistake him for Steven Stills or something? Or how the fuck did he
don't ask
1,100 women?
Hey, did he
just lie and say he was different people?
Could have been a handsome man in the 80s and 70s. I don't know, and maybe he was.
I'm gonna take your word for it.
Right, the cameraman.
Now here's a performance. See, look, they're even trying to copy the T-shirt a little bit.
I wonder if that's real vodka.
Yes.
But they did not know what he was going to do. He peed a little.
Probably. I'll do that on purpose.
All right.
Listen, P.
Dick, what do you give this movie out of 10?
I get a 5 because it's fine. I've seen worse.
Yeah.
I've seen better. I've seen way worse.
I just feel like a couple more drafts in the script and a competent director, this movie could have been awesome. It could have been like Mandy. Something.
Dick, you used to be on. Well, you're still on it. I mean, we just haven't done one for a while. But our bad movie watch and review. What's my number one rule? The worst thing. It's like we go into a movie knowing it's bad. The worst thing a bad movie can do is bore me.
Yeah, well,
this is a boring fucking movie. It's boring as shit. I wasn't
basic. Bored. I will say that. I wasn't bored. I watched it. I literally watched it an hour before we came on the air because I was watching it. I had no time. Watched it when I was eating Wiener Schnitzel and for my dinner, and that's what I watched. And I was like, okay, whatever, this is fine.
Because we've seen some truly awful shit, but if it's entertainingly bad, then we give it a higher score. But this is not entertainingly bad. It's a long series of missed opportunities that just didn't even try.
Yeah. Well, I was fine with just Nick Cage beating the shit out of things. I was like, okay, that's what this movie is.
We don't even hardly get to see it. It's this fucking kind of action.
Yeah. Batman Begins, Christopher Nolan, Braveheart shit. Calm the fuck down.
No, the fucking Bourne Identity shit.
More Bourne. Because Braveheart, what he did was he did the George Miller. George Miller takes frames out, and when you take frames out of a moment, it makes it more violent because it's more of a jaunty angle or jaunty image. So that's what Mel Gibson said in the commentary. He goes, I would take the fight scenes and you drop frames, and it makes it more brutal. And he said that was George Miller taught me that. And it works for Braveheart because it's pretty brutal, some of that shit.
And then if you're Zack Snyder, you slow-mo everything.
Well, you got to do
every fucking thing.
Ugh.
It works for one movie.
Yes.
Zach. Do it in 300. That's it. No more.
Don't do it ever again.
Ever again.
Well, that's Zack Snyder's career. It's like, you know that movie 300? I'm going to make that movie over and over and over and over again as many fucking times as I possibly can.
No,
every fucking movie will be exactly like this.
Don't do it, M. Night.
I have seen Zack Snyder twice in real life talk about movies. I went to Comic-Con for Watchmen and for Sucker Punch. Now, the trailers were amazing. He knows how to cut a trailer, but his movies are garbage. And you watch the trailers are great because he picks the right song and it flows with the images.
I like two of his movies, Dick. I like his version of Dawn of the Dead is good.
Yeah.
Okay, it's not as good as the original. It's good.
Yeah, it's a fun movie.
I like the fact that it tried to be different. It's fun. Okay,
Yeah.
And 300. That's it.
300 is fine.
300 and Watchmen. I do like the Watchmen.
Yeah.
That's a good movie.
But
that's
Watchmen.
After the Watchmen, I can't stand anything else.
I love Sucker Punch
No, don't say that.
because
Don't say that.
sometimes you got to have a sex trade for teenage girls. You just have to.
Oh,
I was hoping
yeah,
you were
yeah,
going to
you're right
say.
there, but-
I was hoping you were going to say I love Sucker Punch because we get to see what's his name do a fucking Roxy music song.
Oscar Isaac.
Oscar Isaac.
Oscar Isaac doing "Love Is a Drug" by Brian Ferry, Roxy Music. That's the best part of the movie. After that, you can turn it off.
I haven't watched that in so long. I forgot about
I
that.
prefer his dancing in Ex Machina.
Yeah, it's
Yeah. Oh God, there's a fucking great movie.
great. That's a good movie. You
Love
guys
that
know,
fucking movie.
robots and fucking with people.
Ooh.
Watch Ex Machina. Ex Machina. Watch that.
Bigger,
Ex Machina is proof that good movies can still be made. You just have to look for them. You got to really look. There was no
And they're
advertising
not.
behind
They
that.
will never. The Academy will never look at movies like that, and you're like, oh.
Well,
this
did
is
you
bad.
like Annihilation though?
Never saw it.
Yes, most
It was
of
okay.
it.
It was okay.
It had some faults with it, but
Well, you know why? It's the fucking Natalie Portman syndrome. She kind of ruins every movie.
she ruins everything.
She's not very good, and she kind of takes you out of the movie.
Yeah.
Because I can't believe a little girl like that could hold an M16. It's like no fucking way. Scarlett Johansson, maybe because she's a little bit heavier.
That one's got Adam. If you haven't seen that, you said right. You haven't seen Annihilation.
Watch Annihilation.
No,
See that
no,
one's
I
got
haven't seen
some,
Annihilation.
kind of body horror stuff. It kind of
Yeah.
like Color Out of Space.
I've heard of it. It looks interesting
good.
enough to check out. I think the last thing I saw with Natalie Portman in it was Black Swan. I was so fucking wasted when I watched that movie. I don't remember most of it.
And Oscar Isaac is in Annihilation too.
Yeah.
That's why I bring it up. Okay,
I
it's
just
not
remember
Alex Garland.
that fucking what's her name with the lisp showed up in it. I wasn't expecting that. Like she was actually in it. I'm like, oh, she was actually kind of good in that too.
In what?
But, Black Swan.
Oh,
I didn't like the movie, but it's
not Mila
all right
Kunis?
for what it was. No, not Mila Kunis. Well, yeah, she was in it too.
Winona Ryder.
Winona Ryder. There you go. I don't know why I couldn't remember her name. I just always call her Miss Lisp because
You guys
she
ever see
had
Lost
that
Soul?
problem. The documentary.
no, or Lost Souls. Sorry, completely different. No, it's like it's her and that one guy, British actor.
Oh, Ben Chaplin.
Yeah, Ben Chaplin. It's about the devil. It really is Ben
Okay.
Chaplin. You're right.
Yeah, you know it is. Yeah.
It's not a good movie, but it has some surprises in it.
I think I saw it. I just forget. I think I rented it, and I never. Yeah, I think I did see it. I just don't remember it at all.
I remember I got
But that's the
screener of it back.
that's
in the
the
day.
thing though. Is
Yeah.
not all movies have to be good to be entertaining.
Oh,
sometimes
sure, yeah.
There's some surprises.
Definitely.
It just this one had no surprises to speak of. There was nothing for me to hang on to, for me to give it anything higher than what I gave it. I was so like mentally checked out through this whole thing.
What about
Well,
that ending where the cops show up with the tow truck guy, and he gives him the car? He's like, "No, it's always great to add something to the collection." And then Nick Cage walks out and takes his keys, and they leave. And he goes to open up one of his punch caffeine drinks, and he goes, and that's his character arc. He gives the girl a caffeine drink. And she jumps in his car.
Yeah, that's kind of weird.
What the fuck?
That was kind of weird. That's like that's not okay. Compared to From Dusk Till Dawn, George Clooney refuses to take the girl, because he's going to a bad place.
I might be a bastard, Kate, but I'm not a fucking bastard.
Yeah, exactly. Do you know where that is? Where I'm going? Do you know what that is? It's like Nick Cage. I'll fuck you later in the backseat of my car. It's like
I don't think
fucking weirdo.
I don't know what he is.
He might not. Yeah.
I'm gonna pimp you out for fucking gas money later. Yeah.
We go to town and I bust up Willy Wonderlands because this is not the first one.
Who he is, why he's passing through this town. We don't know a goddamn thing. And then the Disney creature over Adam's shoulder there lights the car on fire, or she pours gasoline.
Oh, so that okay? I'm sorry. This is the part that's stupid, and why the movie falls apart.
Oh,
so Nick Cage,
only part. Adam.
Nick Cage is handcuffed. Remember?
Yes.
Nick Cage is handcuffed. He's on top of the girl. He's giving her a black Xena on a top, and he's taking out her head. The other dummy's just standing there, not doing nothing.
Right? I thought he killed that off screen.
No, and he didn't, because it's just standing there, because he gets up after he breaks that girl's neck, and he doesn't because she comes back, and he goes over to the tongue monster and breaks its fucking face open and rips out its heart and throws it.
Okay, how about the let's talk about this. The Mexican animatronic that ran off at the end.
Ran away.
Like he hits it.
Yeah.
Like the movie finally decides to be a comedy in the last few fucking seconds before the credits roll. I'm like, no, movie, you don't get to do this. You didn't earn this shit. You didn't fucking earn the right to be a comedy.
This movie is so arrogant. It is a comedy before that. You just didn't understand it. That's the thing.
Okay.
That was not. That's part of the whole milieu.
As a guy that grew up on absurd comedy, I just don't get it. Okay,
well, no,
gotcha.
That's what the movie's saying, because the movie is an asshole.
You're not smart enough to get what they're going for.
Yeah, see, that's your problem.
It's too intelligent. Yeah,
it's too smart.
Hold on.
No, Showgirls is an intelligent comedy, not this fucking bullshit. All right.
Again, Showgirls is better. It's made by a real filmmaker.
It's made by a real filmmaker who knew what the fuck he was doing. Yeah,
exactly.
But then the Disney creature lights the car on fire and blows herself up in the process.
Yes.
Why was one of them Spartan? Why are they so random in this place? That one wasn't even an animal. It was just a Spartan.
Those are the furry costumes that were available for that whole day of shooting. Phoenix.
They shot it like a Star Trek episode?
Those were the costumes that they ordered from Wish, and they had to make this movie work with them.
It makes no sense. One's an alligator.
But again, better film directors can take nothing and make something out of it. Scream is a perfect example. They took the most generic fucking costume you could possibly think of and made it scary. They made
Halloween.
Yeah. Halloween. The Captain Kirk mask. You know?
Star Trek, yeah.
Is Out of Space on the drive? Or Color of Space on the drive?
Yeah, I believe so.
Okay.
Yeah.
I put them all in there.
I'm probably going to watch that for fun.
Yeah, this is fun. I do not expect a linear story. Just watch it for the visuals. That's it. Yeah.
I saw
Same
Mandy.
thing with if you can get through Mandy, you can get through Color Out of Space.
I still want to see
same flavor. Yeah.
Cosmatos' first movie.
I watched part of it.
Beyond the Black Rainbow or something.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah,
I could not figure out what the fuck was going on in that movie either.
Well, there you go.
I guess that's his thing. You're not really supposed to get it. You just watch the visual icon.
Yeah, it's fine. Yeah, it's fine. I'm fine with it.
He's good at it. You know, they're fun movies to watch. They are visually appealing. Speaking of, every single fucking scene in Willy's Wonderland is the most boring, ugliest, basic fucking thing you could possibly think of. And the main set for the entire movie looks like somebody's fucking barn, man. Like they just dressed it up in 5 minutes before the movie started shooting.
It's not on Blu-ray technically, so I had to make my own cover.
Oh my god!
It doesn't exist yet, so I just printed off this to have it.
So it's not even on DVD?
I think you can buy it, but I don't trust it because there's like no reviews and no information on it. So I'm like, oh wait.
Yeah, let me see if it's available.
It is, but I don't trust it.
What are you talking about? Let me see that again.
Or just that movie in general.
It's Willy's Wonderland.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
I just printed off my own thing. Our next episode that we're going to do on Nick Cage Cast B-movie battles Nick Cage cast is The Weatherman.
Oh, you son of a bitch.
It's a Gore Verbinski movie.
God damn it.
Oh, no.
After that, his Oscar-winning role in Leaving Las Vegas.
Oh my god, that's even worse.
Yeah.
How's this worse?
I hate it.
It's so depressing.
Because I hate Elizabeth Shue. I will be absent that week.
Wow.
Did you talk to her? She turned it down too?
Yeah. That's exactly it.
Just like that 12-year-old girl.
She hit me in the head with a soccer ball. No, I don't like her acting. I just think she's annoying.
She's good in that movie.
She's not as good as everybody makes her out to be.
She got her head burnt through in The Boys.
Who makes her up?
Yeah, I liked her in that because she's in reduced role. You know what I mean?
Special features: uncut, unrated version featuring explicit footage not shown in theaters.
See, that's bullshit. Oh, Leaving Las Vegas?
Yeah.
Oh shit, I'll watch that.
But you know why The Boys is good though? The fucking guy that plays Homelander is amazing. All right, and also that's probably the best thing I've ever seen. What's his name in? Guy that was in Dredd.
Carl Urban.
Carl Urban going full Carl Urban in that whole fucking series. Fantastic.
All right, guys.
The fuck this movie.
As high of a rating I gave it. It's just because it's not far off from a good movie. It's just with some talent behind the camera, it could have been a good movie. But I would not recommend you watch this movie.
No. It's a wannabe cult movie that's never going to be a cult movie.
Yes, no. It's a failed cult movie.
No.
I'm already forgetting chunks of this, and I just watched it yesterday.
Probably for the best.
How many Willy Wonderland T-shirts do you think they thought they could sell on this? Because that's on Amazon. The first thing that pops up, Willy Wonderland T-shirts.
You think they thought they're going to open up literal Willy Wonderland?
No, I think they're going to say like ancillary stuff was going to go through the roof because this is going to be so awesome. Nick Cage, you wear this shirt, we're going to sell like 1 million of them.
It was.
I think they spent more time on those silk screening those fucking T-shirts than they did writing this piece of shit.
Absolutely.
For the longest time, it was called Wally's Wonderland. So I had it on my list. I had to change it on my Nick Cage board right here. I don't know why they changed it. I don't know what motivation there was.
Because it's probably a Wally's
Wally
Wonderland.
sued for fucking defamation of character.
It might be. There might be a Wally's Wonderland
Every
somewhere.
guy named Wally filed a class action lawsuit against these people.
Listen to me, you cocksucker. This is Wally. Wally Javunderleinstein.
Maybe they want to get it mixed up with Wally World from Vacation Series.
That's exactly why, yeah.
It's really disappointing for me that this movie sucks because Wonderland is on the title.
Yeah.
It was built for this channel, and it just, no.
Sorry.
Nicolas Cage in Loitering in Wonderland, starring Nicolas Cage.
I'm getting closer. I feel like I'm getting closer.
Let's work on that script, guys. I think we can make it happen.
Even the thing here's a rainbow, like stuff. Oh, man.
Well, this just shows me one thing. Nick Cage will do fucking anything.
Oh, yeah.
Look at the logo on the top right of the screen with the rainbow stuff. Rainbow cocaine behind his head.
And I mean, if Left Behind didn't prove anything else, it definitely proved he'll do anything for me.
Exactly. I mean, he'll do anything.
I want to know how much he got paid for this one, man, because he probably didn't even get the full $1 million. He just thought, okay, well, for that price, you're not getting any words out of me. I'm just going to give you, like, facial stuff.
I think the way they trick Nick Cage into doing these movies, they pull a Blumhouse. They pull a Blumhouse where they tell the actor, if you agree to this movie for half your fee, you will get 10% of the gross. Because that's what Patrick Wilson and Vera Farmiga are doing, and they've killed because they're killing it.
I can't picture Nicolas Cage, them being able to afford Nicolas Cage for a piece of shit production like this. There's no money behind this. None.
That must have been something. He would have done it for...
There's more money in those T-shirts than there is in the entire rest of the movie.
He probably got $5 million.
And a couple of years from now, like they're gonna make fun of that lady with that fucking bad mask on. Like they're doing it already, but they're really gonna fucking laugh at it. Somebody's gonna dig this out of a fucking trash heap full of movies, and they're gonna talk about it on a show. And
it's just a woman with a mask on, supposed to be a robot.
Bad mask, yes. It's supposed to be a robot because she walks like this.
You see her.
And they put the robot noises in there when she walks to emphasize it. I'm like, and the whole time they're doing it, I'm just thinking, no, not working.
RoboCop.
Okay.
When RoboCop did that, I believed it because Peter Weller like studied miming so he learned how to walk like a robot, and then he had to put that terrible, awful costume on and work with it, and he earned that shit.
So the movie was a $5 million budget.
All of it went to Nick Cage.
Nick Cage's net worth is $25 million.
Ooh.
His net worth at one time was much higher, easily over $100 million. After earning
castles,
he earned at least $200 million from salaries alone, for movie salaries alone.
That was all 95 to 98.
Yeah,
and he blew it all.
The Rock and Face Off and all that shit. Yeah,
Con Air,
there you go.
It all went to buying paintings and castles and bullshit, and then never pay taxes.
Elvis memorabilia. Yeah.
What happened to Nicolas Cage's career is one of the questions. The answer: he squandered it away on a string of expensive and often eccentric purchases, eventually facing foreclosure on several properties and owing the government $6.3 million in property taxes. Now worth around $25 million. Cage is taking roles left and right to help pay off his debts.
Yeah.
Johnny Depp should hook up with Nicolas Cage and take some lessons on how to recoup some of his money.
You know how Johnny Depp made money? You know how much he got paid for the movie, the Beast movie that he's not in? Because he has that wonderful contract pay or play. He got $16 million to not be in the movie.
Thing. Yeah.
They kicked him off the movie. They fired him from that movie, and it cost them $16 million.
They pulled a Richard Stanley on. Well, I agreed to take the money if the set didn't come back.
On a hurricane.
And then I performed witchcraft in a hurricane arose. And
a warlock.
I live in a castle on a lake in a Texicarian evil zone. No technology allowed.
You're raising your voice too much. You got to keep it monotone.
I know, yeah.
Monotone.
I gotta watch more Richard Stanley.
Let's get out of here, guys.
Magic.
All right.
I have this. Let me show this, and then we'll get the fuck out of here. Let's see. Let's go to my camera here.
Ooh, oh my God! Look at holy shit!
Strangely, number 20. I don't know why. That's not a plan.
Wow, your top 10.
Wow, you really have some hatred for Con Air.
I hate Con Air.
I do too. I do.
Wow, yeah, Con Air. Wow.
No, I would still put it a little higher than some of these other ones. Yeah.
No, Con Air right here.
The Trust is high. What's the Trust?
Trust is good.
Which one's that?
Him and Elijah Wood.
Really? That's a new movie.
Yeah.
What the fuck is Mom and Dad?
It's a new movie as well.
I mean,
these are a lot of new movies here.
Nicolas Cage does have lines in Con Air. He has no lines in this. I don't know if I can put that higher than Con Air.
I hate him in Con Air so fucking much.
You don't have Peggy Sue Got Married on that list?
I haven't watched it on the show yet.
Oh, okay. And you don't have Moonstruck on that list?
I haven't done it in the show. It's movies I've done in the show. This is episode 28, therefore there's 28 in the list.
I understand.
Peggy Sue Got Married is not a bad movie. I don't know if I can judge Nicolas Cage on it. He's barely in it. Yeah.
No, but his
performance is bold.
He's like,
put that list up again. Was Valley Girl on there? Is that on the list?
I haven't done it yet.
No.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, here's a few things on there that's not on the list yet.
There you go. There's your list.
Guarding Tess. Wow.
So on the left is quality of movie, on the right is quality of Cage.
That's one of my mom and dad's top 10 movies is Guarding Tess.
I do agree with Season of the Witch, though. He's phoning it in on that one. Pretty bad.
No, you haven't done Knowing?
No.
Wow.
Why are you just looking at movies that are not on the list?
Because that's how I look at lists.
They're
What's not on
random for the most part. So
yeah, it's
called "He's Busting Your Balls." Yeah.
Because I thought you did every Nick Cage movie. I guess you haven't. Okay, I get it.
No, I watched them all.
Why not? You have them all.
All right, so this
what we're doing right now is part of the process. Yeah.
Yes.
This stack right here is what I've yet to do.
Oh my Christ!
This stack right here is what I've done.
Oh shit! He's in a lot of movies, man. A lot of bad movies.
So I'm not even halfway through yet.
Jesus.
And I got this board right here. That's all his movies on the list. You can't see it because of TV, but
now because he sometimes cameos in movies, and like Kick-Ass and all that. Because Kick-Ass would be top 10 for me.
He doesn't cameo in Kick-Ass.
That's what I'm saying. He co-stars in it.
He's a pretty major character in it.
Yeah, I would say Kick-Ass.
I have a
He's
list
actually trying
on the bingo hopper. I have one of the things is like 6 movies, and it's all cameos in like Grindhouse and stuff like that.
Yeah, Grindhouse and Fast Times at Ridgemont High.
Yeah, that's on there.
Yeah.
I also
seriously though. Oh, sorry.
I was gonna say like Rumblefish. He's barely in that.
Yeah.
And I don't want to watch that movie again. I can't do that. It's so boring.
How fucked up is your life when you can say you're worth only 25
right
million? Jesus.
Well, after the fact that you were worth north of 200 million, you spent money like a fucking fiend.
Especially 200 million in 90s time. Like the fucking, it was not, 200 million was worth more in the 90s than it is even now, man.
I'm sure getting married and divorced 5 times hasn't helped.
That doesn't help.
He just got married again a couple months ago.
Yeah. That's what Robin Williams ruined him. He divorced and married the 3 points of his career. The first part was when he got really famous in the 90s, divorced. Then he got divorced again when he was getting muddling fame again, and then he got divorced, I think, 3 times altogether in the phases of his career where it hurt him the most financially.
Yeah.
And then he killed himself.
Oh, it sounds like a joke, but that's serious.
No.
Good Morning Vietnam. Wonderful fucking movie.
I still have yet to see that movie.
It's good.
Love that movie.
Good Morning Vietnam is a good movie, yeah.
We're not
love the fuck out of that movie.
I don't support any Barry Levinson movie.
Wow, that's saying something. He's done some good Sleepers. You don't like Sleepers?
I'm kidding.
Yeah.
I won't watch Diner though.
Yeah, Diners.
I lived with a guy in Miami, and then the guy I lived with, and he moved out to LA. I moved in with him. His favorite movie was Diner.
Oh my god.
And his favorite band was the Beach Boys.
Oh my god.
I like the Beach Boys. I like them okay.
Yeah.
But Diner? Your favorite movie is Diner?
That's strange. I can see that as like a top 30, maybe 50, if you're into that kind of movie, but that doesn't even register my top 100.
But he literally only had Beach Boy CDs and the movie Diner and VHS. That was all. I'm like, oh, that's oddly specific, and I can only own my favorites. Meanwhile, today I bought the box set of all 8 Saw movies for $15 at Walmart.
On Blu-ray?
Wow. All of them.
So I guess Spiral isn't exactly lighting the world on fire. I take it.
No, Spiral did okay.
Is that out already?
They tried to do the same formula now. It's like take a famous comedian and let them try to redo a franchise. It's like, well, it worked with Halloween, so let's just get somebody to do Saw and it'll work too. Hollywood is so stupid, man.
They're dumb. They don't know shit.
God, they look at everything through formulas. They just think if they get X, B, and C, magic will happen.
Well, it's a case in point, perfect example of why Hollywood is stupid. Hollywood looks at things very much like the advertising prism. Horror. Who's the number one viewers of horror movies? What's the demographic that's the number one for horror movies? What would
teenagers?
Well, okay. What ethnic group?
White.
Nope. Hispanic. Hispanic Americans are the number one demographic for horror. They are the 50% that show up for the theater for these movies every time.
Even
they
the bad ones.
Yeah. They love them. They love horror movies.
Well,
and so
based
what
on
Hollywood
the amount of people, it's white. Based on the percentage of how many of them, probably Hispanic. Yeah.
Well, no, this is the numbers that Hollywood give. I'm just saying.
No, but white people are better, is what I'm saying.
But no, we'll talk about that later. But
during the meeting, I got it. Okay.
During the meeting, we'll talk to Eichmann and Adolf later. No, but they said they were like, well, Hollywood.
Did Duke ever get back to you?
I ain't talking to him no more.
Okay. Sorry, I didn't want to.
He's getting too soft on them brownies. That's all I want to say.
I don't want any walnuts in my brownies. If you know what I mean.
You know what I mean?
Right,
I mean pecans in there. Those damn Polacks.
All right, continue. Sorry.
No, but they said Hollywood was like, we tried to cater to them, and we made these horror movies that are directly Hispanic, like the marked ones, the Paranormal Activity. That's why there's a marked one, specifically Hispanic family, and it ended up being the worst one to make money because the Hispanic people, they like horror movies. They don't like horror movies about them. They like horror movies.
They don't want pandering. They just want horror in general.
They just like the genre. You could do anything with it. That's what they like. Don't try to coddle to them. And be
that's the problem is Hollywood. They keep trying to assemble movies like they're trying to market hamburgers to people overseas.
It's stupid.
I mean, they don't have a fucking clue, man.
They think the audience is stupid. They think people are so dumb, and that's the case.
People kind of are dumb because how did all those Transformers movies make money? How? How in the fuck did those movies make money?
That's a fucking for another show.
It's a miracle. It's a miracle. Yeah.
The Curse of La Llorona is all you need to know.
Yeah, it's not good.
It's fucking garbage.
It's a bad movie.
That's what everybody tells me. I never watched it.
But again,
all of those, and it's unwatchable. It's
so a movie.
The trailer made me jump, and I thought, well, that's probably the scariest spot in the whole movie, and that's pretty much what.
La 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 la.
Salamanca, what's his name? Salamanca, the get your shit pushed in, bro. That guy, you know, he plays a priest in that movie. I'm like, no.
You ever get a 12-year-old boy shit pushed in?
Get your shit pushed in, bro.
Yeah.
Training.
I always get a little love from the homies.
Quarter pounder with cheese. That's it.
All right. Let's get out of here.
Yes.
Until next time. In the meantime, I'm Phoenix West.
Adam Wilcox.
Dick it.
So long, citizen. So long, Nick Cage.
Hopefully fuck you, Nick Cage.
We do better with you.
Fuck you.
I like Nick Cage in horror movies. Just make sure it's an actual horror movie and not something like Willy's Wonderland masquerading as a horror movie.
Just no.